Life goes through many phases, you know? I don't know how many times I've experienced already in my life. And I know you're probably looking at me and being like, oh, well, your life only just begun. And, yeah, fair enough. But it's just funny how life just goes by, just like in this steady stream. And there's so many phases that we go through. Um, I actually, just today, um, I used to, now back a few years ago, when I first started on my journey of, healing myself from so many just traumas I've been through in the past, and just things that we all go through from one degree or another, some more severe than others. And but besides the point, stuff is stuff, right? And I've been through these phases where when I first begun my journey, I went through this phase of I was buying, tarot cards, oracle cards for quite a while. I was just like constantly needing more to like seek this self assurance of I'm doing the right thing in my life, and everything is, you know, the way it needs to be, and just all these, like, I guess, things that I needed to like affirm myself. And I laugh because today, like, I noticed, oh yeah, like I still have all these cards that are just like placed on these like bookshelves. Like, what do I need this for? So I put them all in a pile. I took a picture. Um, and yeah, I just want to just kind of put them aside, and I have them all in one pile now. And I'm want to try to possibly like maybe find someone that will find benefit to it um, in their journey. But you know, back to kind of what I wanted to speak on that is I find that there's so much media out there, like through like YouTube specifically, of so many people of all kinds of walks of life, which is like really good, right? Like it's so awesome that we're able to just share anything we want in this space. But the thing is, I do find that, you know, in this like constant flow of like consuming, it's like there's just so much you can take at once. And I feel that when it comes to people that are trying to heal themselves, you sometimes will often find yourself, now not for everyone, but for me, as speaking just from what I've found, is through like people that read cards, and just that this whole, I find that the cards, it's so entrancing. It just sucks you into like this space of like, oh wow, like everything is so affirming to what I'm experiencing. But the thing is, with these videos that people, you know, show all these cards out, and they say, this is about this, and and the cards that follow that story. But the thing is, like, most of these videos that you'll come to experience at some point is like it's all just digging up the same old story, just the same old bullshit, essentially, that just keeps spewing out of every single person's mouth that does these types of card videos. And I used to make videos like that too, card videos. And they're still on my channel. I think it's kind of funny to just like see the periods of your life that once you were so entranced, involved in this, and then you get out of it, because I haven't touched these cards in God knows how long. And it's just like I find that you can get so stuck, and especially when it comes to relationships. So these cards, what they do is, the people who read them and that post stuff on YouTube, they play the same story of this person treated me so badly, but oh, they love me so much though at the same time, and just this tug and pull of, they did me bad and I never want them, and then, oh, well, they still love me though, so maybe I should try to give them another chance, and everything will be okay and stuff. And I can't tell you how much I ate that up. And also using my own cards to kind of get this, like, thing going on in my head of like, oh, this person regrets all these things that they did to me and they said to me, and what they said and then they didn't do, and just all this nonsense, just absolute nonsense. And I'm grateful to be coming to a place now where I'm starting to see more clearly the dynamics of, the relationships that are out there. Because, I mean, there's a reason why, so many people in this world are not with the people who they're supposed to be with. Because what happens here is when one doesn't, do the work on themselves to heal themselves, they're going to end up with people that are not in their best interest, or they vibrate in their same energy. But the thing is, I do truly believe that most people out here want to evolve, like they want to learn from their past mistakes. But the thing is, with these cards, these videos, it's repeating the same cycle. And I've just realized recently this cycle needs to end. And I do truly believe that I've been able to close this, because I see things a lot differently now. There was a period of time there where there was this guy that was, super into me, and I knew this. Like, you can tell when someone really likes you, and especially, they say these things that are just so intense and that really touch your heart, right? And then just as the months go by, it starts to kind of suddenly comes to a close. Like, they do something that really hurts you, or they do multiple things that hurt you, which happened to be kind of what I experienced in this past, intense crush I had. But it's just what is. But the thing is, these cards, they would be so enticing, and I would watch these videos, trying to make sure, oh, well, oh, that sounds like my situation. Okay, and then going on another one, and then using my own cards to, validate what's going on in my head. And I just feel so much now in my spirit that when someone truly wants to be a part of your life, they won't they won't play games with you. They're not going to betray you in any form. They're not going to, you know, make you feel, trust is broken. They're not going to play any silly immature games. And, yeah, just have to know that you're worth more than just some random person trying to make you feel, all this happiness that you feel around this person is just because of this person. They're not creating that. Like, you're creating that within yourself. Like, yeah, sure, like their presence makes you feel a certain way, but you have to realize you can feel this when you're not with this person. It's just that easy fix when we have someone around us that makes us feel just these boosts of joy and happiness. But then if we cling onto it and we grasp onto it, then like what's like really true about this if like we can't just be fully at peace with the person that we're around? Because I feel that from what I've experienced, the more excitement and joy and happiness that I've felt with someone, it also, on the other side of this, like the coin there, they would cause so much anxiety and fear and like a desperation of like, but I need them to come closer to me. I need them to affirm to me that, they want to be with me, and just to just tell me all these things that I'm feeling in my head of what they think about me and stuff. And the truth is, I feel that you can't you can't expect someone to live up to the fantasy you have in your head about them. It's just never gonna work. And I'm striving now, as a woman who is still, living life, just, to myself. I got family and I got some friends around that I like to talk with and to be around. And, I have that surrounding of, love and support, which is, excuse me, which is really good. Um, and sometimes it's kind of like, even with support you do have, sometimes you may not feel the support that truly speaks with you deeply. But that's part of the journey too, is where you start to realize, wait, I need to tune into myself and I need to see what I need for myself to heal things. And, every time, like, I swear, every time you cry, it's just such a beautiful emotional release that you can have, and you just feel so much clearer. So, like, never hold back from any tears. This is coming from someone who used to hold back from tears all the time because I just never wanted to show that to the world, because I was kind of taught, um, from an subconscious way, from just the people around me. But, they only knew so much too. So, you know, that's all okay. Anyways, besides the point, never hold back from your tears. Know that anytime you're feeling really emotionally like overwhelmed and just so much just constantly like spinning around in your head, and you just need to just let some of that stuff just go. Like, whatever tears are coming out about anything, just know that that's being flushed out of you, and it's just, you feel so much better after a good cry. I had a really good cry yesterday. I wasn't even expecting it, but I felt so much clearer and just so much more better once that happened. Um, but yeah, as going back to speaking of me as a person who isn't in a romantic relationship, you know, I'm really grateful that from the last experience I had with that really like big crush I was telling you about, made me feel these highs of highs, but then also these like so deep lows of lows. And honestly, for the most part, it was just feeling so low about myself, because we need to have connections with people like this to unlock a part of our mind that is just programmed in a way of like, this whole woe is me and my life is so horrible and I never get what I want. And that's what these cards and their stupid little stories that you see online are all about, is just woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. Now, going back to my journey at the start, those cards were actually really genuinely helpful when I was just trying to get answers within myself of like what I need to do to heal myself. And I wasn't even shuffling these cards for relationships or anything. I was just focused on, okay, like what do I need right now? And, sometimes like the cards are like really great for like showing you like what you need to see and realize. But you can only rely on them for so long, right? So, because at some point, once you get bored of, trying to evolve yourself or develop yourself in any way, like, healing yourself from the inside out, there's a point where, you start to get bored and it's like, oh, what else can I use these cards for? And then that's when it comes, oh, what's in my love life? And then, when you have someone that you're interested in, you shuffle these cards and then you're like, oh my God, they love me. This is just so like, and then once they start to show you who they really are, it shows you what you have inside of you that still needs to be released. And you know it's just, you need to understand that The cards are just going to keep you stuck. The cards are just going to keep you stuck because they can only do so much. They have a purpose, yes, for showing you, things you need to see, but most of the cards out here, it all has the same messages, like just in different ways and, with different themes and just all that kind of stuff. And it's all about how you interpret them too. And there's a point where, like, even with all these flashy new themes and different little pictures and like text of what you see in the guidebooks, all of that, yeah, sure, it can be in different pictures and words and all that fun stuff. But the way that we read them and that the way other people read them on YouTube, it's all the same. It's all the same. And if you're not feeling like you're getting anywhere or any progress, then that's when it's time to just stop. But sometimes it's like it's so addicting. It's so addicting to go onto YouTube or to grab your cards out or a combination of both and just to seek these answers, seek these answers. And it's just like those answers are always going to be the same. And it's just going to keep you so frustrated and so stuck because you're expecting something to be totally different. And it's just that whole like push and pull or the tug. It's like a tug of war of like, this person treats me like shit, this person treats me like shit, but oh, they love me so much, they love me so much, they love me so much. And it's just this tug of war that's going inside your mind, and that, people are influencing that make these videos. And it's just like, when are you gonna realize, like, this is not healthy? This is not serving me well. Just tune into inside, and you'll come to realize as you sit more with yourself and you don't consume as much information, you'll see, oh shit, like I actually have a lot of stuff that's really bothering me. And why am I looking for something external to save me? And that's why most relationships out here, um, most people are not supposed to be together, but there's a tie because it's like, oh, this person makes me feel so good because I feel so bad. And when I connected with them, I didn't have to feel bad anymore and I can just feel good. But then on the times when I feel bad, I rely on this person so much to make me feel better. And it's just like, that's never going to make you feel whole inside if you like always like rely on another person to make you feel better about yourself. It's an interesting thing that you can see out here, just walking by and just hearing the conversations between a couple, and you can just hear within people's voices and their expressions on their face, just the words that speak through. It's just, I I'm just grateful, I guess. I'm just grateful that I don't I don't have this desire to be with just anyone. I want to feel completely, like, I mean, I guess you can't always feel completely sure about someone right away because we all have to, learn what someone's about and stuff. But I'm just kind of saying, I guess, don't tie your self-worth to another person. Don't don't feel like you need to have someone to fill a void, because that void will never be filled with another person, no matter how hard you try. It's only going to cause more pain at some point when you realize, wait, this person really doesn't make me feel that happy. Even if they can be like the best person that you've ever met, but if you're not feeling at your like most best within yourself, then no person is going to change how you truly feel about yourself. It's so powerful. It's absolutely so powerful to look within yourself and to heal yourself. It's so powerful. It's essential, really. I mean, we can look at things in so many different ways, but the relationship you have with yourself, as long as it's like healthy and you're doing your best, because of course, like, you can't expect to be like, when you go into a relationship and you feel 100% like, yeah, life is exactly the way I want it to be, and life is just the best and just all that. Yeah, that's definitely not the most realistic, because, there's always going to be challenges that happen. But when someone out here that can, kind of find like the like best parts within you that, no one else really pulls out of you, I think that's when there's like a sense of gold that is found. Like, there's a gold when, someone can see you and just see those like really like amazing parts within you that, you don't really notice, or that other people didn't really notice within you, and they can see that. Like, that is what I'm really just looking for, is just someone that can see that and to acknowledge that. And for me to also feel like, wow, like, you see that in me. Like, that's just like, that's really touching. I mean, because come on, like, let's be real. Most relationships out here, you can see it that the two people in the relationship, it's like, yeah, sure, there's kind of like a nice connection when it comes to interests and hobbies and all that stuff. And oh, yeah, like, they both look really good, this and that. But it's like, when you start to like, you go out there and you like observe how people talk and how people like tones of voice and just all that stuff. It's so subtle, but most relationships are just, the people are just, they're both not quite right for each other, but it's just kind of like, sometimes we just want that. Like, I just want a relationship, so I'll just take you. And here we are together. And it's that's just that. But yeah, I guess those are just my thoughts on that. Yeah, so tarot cards, they can serve you a purpose for a little bit, especially in the ways of asking for like what I need to see and realize. That's good for a point of time. I'm not one to say like what's good and bad about, things like that, because online, that's another thing. um I see online where people will like say that the cards are, you know um like really like bad, in just all kinds of ways. And it's like I can understand that point, but at the same time it's like there's so many things out here that, have their benefits and then also have their like not so great benefits in like everything. Like literally everything has a point where it's like this is good and it's a benefit for you, but then like too much of it or too little of it, you know, or a combination of sort of in the middle, all that. There's a point where it's like, okay, this isn't as good right now for me. I need to step back from this. So, this is just coming from someone who was so immersed into the cards. Like, you wouldn't believe how immersed into the cards I was. And, now that I've kind of gotten out of that, where like I said, I haven't touched these cards in forever. Last time I bought cards, I think was summer of 2023. Yeah, so it's gonna be coming up like, like 1.5 years ago. So, and then even then when I bought the cards, I just bought them because they looked like pretty pictures, and I used them for a little bit, and then like it's like I bought them just to use them for a couple times and then haven't touched them since. So it's just it is what it is. Like I I just kind of I thought, why not? These look nice, and they were, I guess, cheap enough or whatever. But I just don't have a desire for these cards anymore in my life, and hopefully whoever is interested in them, like find someone that is, that they use them for their purpose. And even if they're just so immersed into the cards for a while, that's all good. I mean, I think we all have our own paths of what works for us and that helps us out. But, the same time, I don't think a lot of people realize the things that they do that like actually really affect them deeply, and they just don't even see it cuz they're just not aware to it. They're not awake to it. So, but anyways, that's just my 2 cents. If you're in a hard place in your life, just know that things will get better eventually. And, the challenge is what you make of it. And, when it comes to relationships, just know that, you know, just just keep being yourself, as long as you're obviously, acting like a good person, and you're not trying to be, you know, you know, hard on anyone or harsh to anyone. Like you're not projecting any negativity. Just being a good person. Like I guess that's, but obviously we all know not everyone not everyone has that capability, right? But that's the beauty about life as well, is that we all have our good sides and bad sides. Um, and just coming into balance for just being a human at the end of the day. Yeah, we're just all humans here. Yeah, we all got our goods and a little bit of our bads, and some more than others of goods or bads, just all that. Like, everyone is just here to live their journey, whether that can be written as a good story, a good journey to people, or a really horrible, bad, so and so journey. Everybody's just living the way that they are, and you know, it's like we can't change people's minds of who we are as people, and how much value we can be for people. Because yeah, that's what stings the most when it comes to betrayal, is someone that you could see that they saw your value and that they like felt this intensity. But I mean, most times, like, people that betray, it's because they're afraid to like look more deeper within themselves, and they get scared off. And that's just part of their journey. We can't change that, right? So when betrayal happens, just keep moving forward. There's nothing really we can do or say. Moving on in silence is the most powerful thing you can do. And yeah, I know I keep saying more, but I swear now that's all I wanted to say. There's definitely more I could say, but anyways, enjoy, take care of yourself. I wish you all the best. Just, keep being the way you are. If you know that it's, this positive energy within you. But if you have a lot of stuff you're going through, don't worry about it. Anytime things come up inside you, just let them flow, let them release. It's okay. It will be beneficial for you to let it flow out. Cry it all out, and there'll be another flush that will come out. But in time, you'll feel so much lighter and so much more free in your life. I wish you well. Take care.